Hey there, it's Sadie at allnaturalme.com. Let's have a broadcast, shall we? Sure. I'm 4 minutes late. Just want to call myself out on that. 4 whole minutes late. Yeah, don't take your vitamins right before you go to live stream. Just FYI. All right. So today we're journeying with our soul's journey, the lesson cards by James Van Praagh. Today, this is how unprepared I am. I don't even have it out. Today, we are talking about PRiDE. PRiDE. So Tuesday during my broadcast, I said Thursday we'll be talking about PRiDE, and my guest in the chat, Wyatt, said, I love PRiDE. And my first thought was, I don't even know if I have an opinion about PRiDE. Nothing came up. I was thinking like, PRiDE, what do I feel about that? I didn't really have too much attached to it. So I think that's good for me. It'd be nice to just have a little bit of a break, since Tuesday we talked about success, and I am still doing the shadow clearing work about that within me. So PRiDE says, I love myself and I see myself in everyone. Hey Gracie. So I just was saying I didn't have any expectations what PRiDE was going to bring to the table, and I already love it. Hey Vortex. The affirmation for this really cool looking, it has like a sunburst in the middle. It's almost like when you look in a flower, you see all the different parts of a flower. That's what it reminds me of in a lot of different places on this card. The affirmation is, I love myself and I see myself in everyone. So I'll just tell you, this is absolutely not what I expected PRiDE to be, right? Low-key for life. Good, I'm glad you're here. So Vortex is saying that in some religions or cultures, PRiDE is one of the 5 evils. Right, because we attach a definition maybe to that we give PRiDE, a bad kind of vibe. But listen to this. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. So when I look at you, I see myself. So that's what we're going to kind of talk about today a little bit. Here's our lineup. I'll show you what we're going to do. So with that, with seeing ourselves in everyone, it's going to be perfect that we are going to pull ourselves a friend first, right? Because I think that will really help ourselves and the world as a collective is, as we see different than us people, we start to see something familiar in them. We start to see ourselves in them. We start to see the same light in everyone, right? So that'll be cool. We'll pull a wisdom keeper friend. Then PRiDE, it sort of the word made me kind of gravitate towards this Native American deck. So we are going to pull a Sacred Vision Oracle deck, because I guess when I did start thinking about it, proud to be who you are, pride in your culture, pride in your tribe, I don't know, just kind of, I thought, let's do that. And then hold on, I gotta blow some dog hair off my cards. Then for the third card, no, that's the first technical card. For our next deck, we're gonna pull a Soulful Woman. Sorry, fellas, but this is for the ladies. This is for everyone. This will have a message for everyone. But a lot of times I see women not being proud to be women. So I thought we'd bring out this beautiful deck of women to help women feel proud to be women. And now that I've read the PRiDE card, to help women start to see themselves in other women. Like, girls, this is not a competition. It's time to return to sisterhood. So we need to start looking at each other and connecting, right? With our energies. So anyways, Katie Moore, welcome. Angela, welcome. Oh, that's Vortex. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, we're going to dive in wherever we need to. So speaking of the soulful women, I just want to mention to anyone who follows me on Twitter, I did tweet about a full moon call with the Tree Sisters. It was awesome. Like, it was so awesome. So it's a meditation that anybody can do, and I can retweet it. Maybe I'll retweet it this afternoon. But it was a beautiful way to make intentions to connect with other women, okay? Bringing this energy of sisterhood back to the planet. And then we're going to finish with the Eco Heart Oracle. Now, I chose this because this is mostly animals. And I thought to myself, how many times do I look at my dog and think like, you are like a part of me somehow, right? Or like right before my broadcast, I was woofing down 4 pieces of chocolate and I bit my cheek. And I thought to myself, you eat like your dog. So I'm not only am I wanting to see myself in everyone, but I'm also seeing myself in my animals. So I thought, yeah, why not? Because we're talking about pride. We're talking about loving ourselves and seeing ourselves in everyone. And that really should include animals too. They have consciousness, right? They have spirits. I would say they have some type of soul. So we're going to do that. That's our lineup. Any objections? Phantom, welcome. Okay, Phantom has something to say. Thank you so much for being here, Phantom. Phantom says, pride at my school means, oh, it's like an acronym. Persevere, responsibility, independent, determined, empathy, and mostly go out in the world and make the world a better place. That's cool. I love that. I love that so very, very much. Persevere, responsibility, independent, determined, empathy. Perfect. Thank you so much for bringing your energy to the broadcast and sharing that. Yeah, it was like on the inside of my mouth. I just was like chomping at the chocolate so crazy that I bit my inside of my cheek. And I was like, way to savor it, Sadie. So anyways, I'm not gonna like harass my dog anymore for eating too fast because maybe she gets that from me. Yeah, you're always biting. I know, because once you start biting one spot, you bite it like again and again. It's annoying. So we got a lot of different conversations going on here. The beautiful definition of pride, Sadie biting her cheek. So anyways, you guys, I'm really happy to be here. I've had a lot of energy this morning. Just sort of like energy came back to me today, like whoa. So I got up early, I cleaned rabbit cages, I cleaned the fish bowls. I have 3 of those. I did laundry, and really just feeling like I got this. So anyways, perfect day for some pride. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. So when we can see ourselves in other people, we will have compassion for them. We will love them. We will be their cheerleaders. We will respect them, and we will feel connected to them. So I am really happy to be talking about pride today. As we've done our shadow clearing work up to this point, we have transmuted and cleared a lot of energy within our relationships with other people. And now we can get to a more beautiful place by seeing ourselves in them. Right? These boogers that we've had to forgive. Now let's try to see ourselves in them. Right? Let's try to expand this compassion that is possible within us. So let me find pride here and I will read to you. But I like the energy around this. I really do. So I'm glad you're all here, and I hope everyone's doing really great in 2008 so far. I think a lot of people are feeling a renewed sense of self. If you're not, just hang in there. It's coming for you. So, yeah, even Katie's saying she was tired all weekend, but she feels that energy coming back. Yes. Getting back to the way you were 5 years ago before what's his butt came into her life. I love it. Yes, you're cutting cords, you're reclaiming your energy, and your energy is returning to you. That's part of the reason why I have so much energy today. My husband went back to work. After being on vacation since like 2 days before Christmas, he returned to work today. So I lit like 3 sticks of Nag Champa, sage, washed our bedding. Like, it was like renewal time. But it is incredible that like I literally did have energy come back to me, being returned. So PRiDE. Rainbow Husky, I'm so glad you're here, honey. I'm so glad. So this is a message that you need to take time to honor and acknowledge who you are and what your soul has accomplished with your life thus far. Beautiful as we journey along here. Let's take some time to really acknowledge and honor ourselves and what our soul has accomplished. Oh, I've grown up so much in the past 10 years. Truly, truly. So you should look at your past soul choices and be mindful of how through your positive actions, compassion, and understanding, you have made a better life for yourself and others. So ask yourself, how have you changed the world in some little way or a big way, right? How have you shared insights with others? Reflect on what you have mastered. You should never underappreciate or underestimate yourself or your accomplishments. Now is the time for you to remember how brave you have been throughout your journey. Celebration is required. Yes, celebrate yourself. Think about how far you've come, what you've mastered, how brave you have been. If you did even half the journalings for this shadow clearing work, party time, right? Celebration. Humans tend to spend too much of their energy and time on negative emotions or what they have not done. This card signifies that you should take rightful ownership of who you are and how you have shared your unique light with the world. It may also be a perfect time for you to look around and acknowledge those other souls who have also accomplished many great things and who need to be reminded of them. So what a beautiful message for today's broadcast, to celebrate ourselves and to help celebrate others. You don't want to belittle what you have done or make light of your accomplishments, right? Your successes in your life. So take time today to definitely compliment your accomplishments. Just compliment yourself and feel really good about you being you and the work you've done. So I love myself and I see myself in everyone. We are all souls on a journey of self-exploration and discovery. So when we start looking at other humans as souls instead of humans, it really does help us respect them more and honor them more. We're all taking different paths. We really are. But you really do want to just embrace everyone at this time, and you're as best as you can. So anyways, that's PRiDE. I like the school's definition of PRiDE too. That was really cool. So let's just see what else we've got today. We'll go back to loving ourselves and seeing ourselves in other people, right? Here's the shiny card in this deck that every once in a while I pull the Sadie card. Look at her. Yeah, every once in a while you pull this card and you're like, oh, right, yeah. Is that what my face looks like? Yeah, I'm my own friend. So the Wisdom Keepers have been an amazing deck for us to take some time to relate to other people's journeys and other people's stories. Don't you all the time see yourself in these Wisdom Keepers? I know I do. So it really does help our collective unite when we can love ourselves and see ourselves in others. All right, so there's our card. I'll get these put away before I peek at it. Whew. So our friend today is number 62, Precision. Precision. Very, very beautiful. I don't know if this is a man or a woman, but beautiful either way, right? Let's see here. Okay, I wanted to just mess with some buttons. Great. So this Wisdom Keeper, I see, first thing I notice is a swan right here on the throat. As a matter of fact, what I'm noticing now going up is there are different symbols the whole way up. This one reminds me of a chakra symbol, sacred geometry, plant, flower, lotus on the third eye, tree on the forehead, lots of flowers, dragonflies on the cheeks. I would bet this is a woman now that I'm looking at it, but if this was a man, this would be like the most beautiful man. I saw somebody like that the other day in a video. I could not tell, and I was like, either way, this person is so beautiful. This looks like yoga people on the sides of the throat. So I will definitely take a picture and put it on allnaturalme.com so you can really have a good look at the details. So much time was put into these Wisdom Keepers. Just incredible. So 62, Precision. The quote is, intelligence is of the heart, whereas intellect is of the mind. Wow, let me read that again. Intelligence is of the heart, whereas intellect is of the mind. So the gift that this Wisdom Keeper is going to give us is precision. The shadow that we're going to dive into with this Wisdom Keeper is intellect. And the Siddhi is impeccability. I didn't know you had Instagram. Oh yeah, I have Instagram. Make sure you like all of my photos, all 6,000 of my photos. Got a little bit of an Instagram. Well, actually, I bet I was like one of the first people on Instagram, you know, so yeah. You're saying, cool, I like her. Okay, so let's read this story. Let's read the story. I will be this person. Regardless of who this person is, I'm happy to be this person. Let me see where this light is. I moved my desk around a little bit. Now there we go. My wisdom story. I was a vibrant child. always doing cartwheels and dancing in the wind. But in school, I was taught to sit still, learn the facts, and prove my intellect was doing well by doing well on tests and writing convincing essays. Sound familiar, anyone? So, I was smart, so my brain quickly filled up with facts. The people around me expected me to become something important. So, I fulfilled their expectations. I went through medical school where I learned about the human body and just about every symptom, illness, and medication. Before long, I was working long hours in a busy, prestigious hospital. When with patients, I looked for problems, took meticulous notes, and ran their symptoms through my perfectly internalized lists of pathologies. I rarely sat down to look in their eyes. I rarely took the time to hear their stories or acknowledge their wisdom. I talked pendactically to patients who mentioned alternative healing modalities or the power of prayer. My behaviors were obsessive, and I was constantly avoiding my patients' pain as well as my own. It wasn't until an unusual patient entered my life that everything changed. Despite her own illness and suffering, she managed to see right past the stress I felt and straight into the loneliness. In the middle of an appointment, she asked me how I was doing. Was I happy? Was there anything she could do for me? For some reason, I opened up to her and shared about my life, the constant migraines, the feeling like I was drowning in a sea of details and responsibilities. At the end of our talk, she held my hands and calmly suggested I go to a yoga class. There was a teacher she wanted me to experience. For some reason, I listened. I'll never forget how awkward I felt at the beginning of that class, or how my body and mind melted like butter with each pose as I stretched, breathed, and relaxed. The teacher moved with such ease, grace, and impeccability. Instead of speaking, she gently placed her hand on the small of my back, and tears began to flow. How I'd missed that cartwheeling girl who knew nothing about the human body other than how to be in and enjoy it. Now I integrate yoga, movement, and meditation into everything I do. Even in the busiest places, my mind remains diligently and delightfully still. I listen more than speak when with my patients, and I am astounded by how much their own bodies know what they need. My heart and my body are at peace. So my gift to you, I want you to know the difference between the intellect and true intelligence. The intellect is your mind's ability to think, gather facts, and manipulate knowledge through language. It is wonderful, but it is limited. The more intellectual you are, the less true intelligence you use. The next time you look around, look with your whole heart. Take in the essence of our mysterious world deep into your soul, and you will begin to taste true intelligence. From this place, you will care less about potential humiliation, and you will care more about speaking, writing, and inventing with love. In the language of simplicity, you will become an embodiment of precision and transform the world. Wow. Very beautiful. So here are the questions for contemplation, because I love this so much, I have nothing to say about it. So we'll just jump right into the questions for contemplation. These can be journal prompts for you, or just something for you to think about when you feel like it. Okay, so there's only four bullets here. The first one is, do you feel stuck in life's details with no creative outlet? So that was her. It is a lady. You're right, Katie. I was just hoping it was like a beautiful man. Is there a place in your life where you feel stuck and have no creative outlet? If so, notice that flag and address it immediately. We need to balance this mind and heart, for sure. So, is it hard to switch off your mind? Is your mind always going? Mine used to be a couple years ago, for sure. Absolutely. So these are just questions for you to contemplate, to sort of gauge where you are at. Does your mind often pick apart the flaws in people's thinking? Does your mind pick apart other people, right? This is a good question, because this is the opposite of PRiDE, of what PRiDE was saying. If you're seeing yourself in other people, you're loving them. If you're not, you're probably using your mind to often pick apart the flaws in other people's thinking. All right, so those are just contemplation questions, all right? The last one is not a question, it's a suggestion. And that is to go on a heart walk. A heart walk. Instead of looking out at the world and noticing the facts, see if you can impeccably feel the spirit. Listen to the trees. Feel into the people. Notice how this experience impacts the way you feel and communicate. Be open to surprise as you reconnect with your true intelligence. So a heart walk, when you're listening to the plants and to the trees, right? And you're really trying to see people how they feel, right? Into their soul. Look for that spark of light. Look for you. Go on your heart walk and look for yourself in other people and animals and plants, absolutely, and trees. So this is a beautiful, beautiful wisdom keeper. Thank you so much. That was a good story. Who wants to do yoga now? Who wants to go to a yoga class and cry? Right here. Gracie, I am dreaming of spring so hard. It was like, it's settled down now, but earlier today it was a whiteout, like blistery. Beautiful. I was glad that I got up first thing and did the rabbit cages. I listened to, where is it? My intuition. This part. I don't know, something new inside of me today. Just get outside and get your chores done. So Katie says, yes, my brain doesn't stop thinking. So that's like a clue, like a, hey, we need to get you a creative outlet, right? If your brain is like going, and we need to get you some motherwort. Some motherwort. So when I was in my 20s, and I want to say like 20, when I was 20, I lived in Reading and I worked at a health food store. And that was, it wasn't my first introduction to flower essences because my mom used Rescue Remedy. That's like a combination of flower essences. But that was my first introduction to different specific flower essences, Bach therapy flower essences. And I bet they have a website and they probably have an online quiz. But back then it was written. And you took this test about your emotional self, and then it would tell you which flower essences were best for you. And I can't remember which ones I took, but the ones that I took were for repetitive thinking. And Katie, they help. They help so much. So I'm just going to plant this seed for you to maybe start researching a little bit into flower essences to help with that non-stop thinking. Really, we need to get everybody into their place of peace, and we have this beautiful botanical plant kingdom to help us. So flower essences. Yeah, and Katie says, I've been getting a lot of messages the past few days. I need to start a new project or a new career opportunity will be presented. Like, you need something to do other than just be thinking. I feel you on that. That's why is my ongoing remedy. I always have a project. One, I feel better when I do because I'm summoning life force, right? When you're creating, you feel alive. That's what you're here for. So I love that feeling. So I always have several ongoing projects. But, it does keep your mind focused instead of allowing your mind to just become preoccupied with things that aren't serving you. So yes, you must get a creative project or something to sink your teeth into. Oh, Gracie wants spring, so you could be like me and just spring clean. Like sometimes when my mind is so obnoxious, it's not as bad as it used to be, but if I have one of those days, I literally clean the devil out of me. I scrub those toilets, I clean that tub. I'm like a maniac. And then usually I do that for a couple hours, and then usually I get my period then. So like right before my cycle, I'm like, and then you're just like, oh, all right. So yeah, you got to get yourself under control so you can have that place of peace and be able to take your heart walk where you're looking at everything through your intelligence, not always obsessed with your intellect. So anyway, Sacred Vision Oracle, we are talking about PRiDE today. We are talking about precision and the intelligence of the heart, about loving ourselves, and about seeing others within us. Number 16, vision. Heaven is where you find it. So we have him kind of floating up off the earth, hands open, receiving, face white. Heaven is where you find it. So usually when their faces are painted white, these cards make me emotional. I don't even know how sometimes. But when their faces are painted white, they're looking for the good in the world, right? A lot of times it's symbolic of hope, of looking for good in the world. So let's see if it says anything about that, but that's what it makes me think about. So I like what he has around his wrists, these symbols, these like kind of like dream catcher things with feathers. It's really cool. Yeah, these cards kind of take my breath away a little bit sometimes. So let me read to you. The question is no longer, how did we get here and why? But now the question is, where do we go and how? So he comes to us saying, the question is no longer how did we get here and why, but where do we go and how? We are placed on the path of life to experience, to interact with, and be challenged by its dangers. Paradise. Paradise is not a place, but a state of mind. We must heed the advice to stop and smell the roses. For it is possible that in our fervor to search for the elusive, we sacrifice our Garden of Eden for one tree. It is not so much in what you see, but the way in which you see it. Are you flying above your life, unaware of your true reality? The feathers you hold are not your own. They are a gift that must be returned one day. Like the dream catcher and the medicine wheel, they hold change. New colors become brilliant and luminous as you journey, and you wear the feather of distinction, the mark of a seasoned, soulful traveler. Your hands reach out to hold back illusion. Heaven is before you. Your dreams are coming true. Wow. So he's holding his hands out, holding back illusion, right? So he can have the clarity and the intelligence to know that heaven and paradise is not a place, but a state of mind. So what a perfect card to come through as we're talking about our mind and our thoughts and how we're viewing our life. So I also want to look in the book here, because my favorite part about these cards is the spirit of the card. They have this little paragraph called the spirit of the card. So his eyes are smoldering from within, and his spirit is aloft. A dream catcher and a medicine wheel hang from his wrists, anchored by the far-reaching vision of eagle feathers. His hands reach to touch the hunger of his heart's desire as it forms before him. Then heaven comes, and united with his spirit, he floats in the grace of Creator. For what do you hunger? What makes you float in a state of grace? So, what makes you hunger? What makes you float in a state of grace? That is what your heart needs to be doing. Absolutely. So I love this so very much. Katie, I hope you heard that. Yeah, wow, that is a great card, she says. Yes. So our minds, sometimes they're just kind of like, I don't know, they don't have nothing to do. So they just, la, 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 la. But if we're like really focusing in on what we're really hungry, what our soul really wants to do, that will help clear up a lot of that, right? That's what we all want. We want meaningful work. We want to be fulfilling our purpose, and yeah, I love that. I love it. Yeah, I heard it too. You guys, I have like nothing to say today because I'm just like the receiver of these cards as well today. So sweet. Pride, precision, vision, and now we will pull a soulful woman to just sort of journey us along here together today in this nice space that we have created. I mean, I'm like floating over here, you guys. Like, look at me. I feel blown away by this sweet energy. So let's just see where it takes us. I'm just going to surrender to it. So sweet, because I've been like going nonstop all day, right? So sweet to just sit down and be reminded to be always connected to my intelligence, my heart's intelligence. You're welcome, Angela. Thank you so much for being here. So, okay, the one that I stopped on is number 15, igniting my joy. Igniting my joy. My cards have to like always be connected, right? The universe knows. So the affirmation is attuning to the highest good in myself and others ignites my natural joy. Attuning to the highest good of myself and others ignites my joy. So this is the intention of all intentions, right? Igniting our joy, doing what our soul is hungry for, right? Doing what we're never going to feel whole and good unless we start living with our heart's intelligence, right? And how do you know you're doing that? You're feeling bliss, you're feeling joy, you're feeling excitement. Like whatever enlivens you is what you're supposed to be doing, right? Society beats that out of people. Oh, you like that? Then you can't be doing that. You have to come over here and do this stupid job over here. They just derail people from their soul's purpose all the time, right? But if you want to have a life that's going to satisfy your hunger, your soul's hunger, then you must attune to the highest good of yourself, ignite your joy within. Yes, my purpose is joy. Yes, Angela, that's what our purpose is. If you're not feeling that, like I know it's easy to get caught up in feeling frustrated because you're trying to figure out what lights you up. So just make intentions. If you don't know what lights you up, you know, I want to feel my joy. My purpose is joy, and I'm enjoying the process of discovering what ignites my joy. Yes, joy is the best. It's the only purpose. Love and joy. That's why we came here. This is so gorgeous, you guys. Incredible. When I hold loving intent for someone dear to me, something magical happens. I ignite my own joy and happiness when I care about another and send them blessings of peace, goodwill, and ease. Now I nurture my capacity to be kind to myself as well as to others. I regularly include myself in my well wishes, my goodwill, and my loving intentions. Since we are all intimately connected, my own happiness grows from this positive attunement to myself and to others. May we all be safe and at peace and live with the ease and grace. So may we all be safe and at peace and live with ease and grace. So attuning to the highest good in myself and others ignites my joy. So I could not have picked a better soulful woman to go with our message of PRiDE today, of loving ourselves and seeing ourselves and in others, in loving ourselves and in loving others and wishing others the best, right? You want everyone to succeed. You want everyone to be safe and healthy and prosperous and at peace, right? We need to come together and collectively uplift. So I love that kind of has been this beautiful love connection theme throughout here. Really sweet. Thank you. That was wonderful. So it's killing me to not look at the bottom, but we're just doing one cards from each one. I have to make rules for Sadie today. So, okay, you guys, we're going to end this beautiful journey through PRiDE and loving self and loving others and seeing ourselves and others with the Eco Heart, the Eco Heart Oracle, because we do want to honor the animal kingdom. We do. It's not always easy. I know my animals sometimes drive me nuts, right? But when I look into their eyes, I do see energy there, and I do connect with it, and I understand that they are a part of me, right? So I just wanted to end with animals today. Watch me not pull an animal, and that's fine too. That's fine too, universe. You can give me whatever, but I'm just going to shuffle these a little bit. Watch me not pull an animal, but my intentions with this deck was to love ourselves and also see ourselves in everyone, including animals. But you know, it could be animals and it could be nature, right? It could be nature, it could be trees, it could be plants. We are all one. We are all made of the same essence. So when you take your heart walks and you look at the trees and you listen to the trees and you see the animals and you start to see everything as you. You are another me. I see myself in everyone because we are one, right? That is the creation. That is the creator. That is heaven, us being all one. So that is why I often make intentions for things to be for my highest good and the highest good of others. All right. There we go. I finally got tugged on. I usually wait for the tug. All right. It's not an animal. It's forget-me-not. It's clear seeing. This is my favorite card in the deck. So clear seeing. That is what precision, you know, that was her gift and her shadow, kind of. Like, first she thought she was supposed to only see facts, reality as it is, right? You know, she thought intellect. That was clear seeing. That's what she thought. But then she kind of came around to this place where she realized that true clarity, true clear seeing is seeing with intelligence, seeing from the heart space. So I love these little flowers, forget-me-not, with a message of clarity. Let me look to see what the little poem is. Clear seeing. The message from Forget-Me-Not. Be present in the moment and begin to see the beauty of the small, which reflects the beauty of the whole. So a very, very tiny flower saying, I am just as beautiful as the grand universe. This card asks us to be present in the moment and to begin to see the beauty of the small, which represents the beauty of the whole. It reminds you that you are a sacred being in the circle of life. You are as necessary to the unfolding of the world as the forget-me-not flower is to the earth. You are here to share the beauty and the presence of your soul. So the forget-me-not is a symbol of eternal friendship and undying love. It can be used in herbal medicine, especially to treat eye infections and to stop bleeding. But today, we are listening to this little flower who is reminding us of how important we are to the whole of creation. It doesn't matter if you're a small fish in the ocean or a huge whale. Every single piece of creation is important. So whether you feel like a forget-me-not or you feel like a tall sunflower or an oak tree, it's all significant and important. Forget-me-nots are meant to remind us of our connections to energy and light. They are tiny in your world, but as important as the tallest tree or the largest ocean. Their beauty is meant to draw you in, to ask you to be present in the moment and begin to see the beauty of the small, which reflects the beauty of the whole. So there we go. There's really where it's at, right? Loving ourselves, seeing ourselves in everyone and everything, in every small detail. If you can look at something and see the beauty in the detail, that represents the beauty of the whole picture of creation. So one thing I want to tell you is a story that Bashar, I don't know if you've ever heard of Bashar. I'm giggling because Bashar is an extraterrestrial. We just got to bring some ET energy in here today. But Bashar likes to almost like, he's very loud. It's a channel. He likes to be like, da da da, he's very loud. But one time he told this story, and I'm trying to not mess it up, but he basically was explaining creation as a jigsaw puzzle, okay? And you are a piece of that jigsaw puzzle, and you are a different shape than every other piece in that jigsaw puzzle. And if we don't have you, then this puzzle is not complete. So he was telling us, do not try to change the shape of your piece of the puzzle. It is that important for you to be who you are. Don't try to be somebody else, and don't try to be something that you're not. Like, you need to be you, because we need your piece of the jigsaw puzzle to make this a complete whole. That's how important you are. Without you, creation is not complete. I mean, it felt like we were getting in trouble, but it also felt like we were being loved more than anything in that moment. Right? You are that important. Your piece, without your piece, creation is incomplete. So anyways, I love you guys. I want you to know how important you are. When I look at you, your energy, I see me. I really do. And I love you so very much. So this was a beautiful broadcast talking about pride. I don't even know if there's any shadow clearing work to do in this topic. Only if you're not feeling the love, right? Only if, like, maybe you're catching yourself thinking too much, right? Let us find out why, right? Let us find what's distracting us. What illusion is distracting us from seeing heaven on earth, from feeling this passion of life that is ours to be had. Angela said, joy is my purpose. Yes, that's our purpose here. So if there's any shadow clearing work to be done, it's addressing anything that is keeping you from that state of being, right? And thank you so much for Get Me Not, to remind us to appreciate the little things, right? And especially as if we're feeling like the little things, right? Appreciate yourself. You are so important. You are so important. So beautiful, wonderful cards today. We're going to end with an intention, and we still have a few joy and sorrow cards to go through. But I thank you so very much, everyone, for joining me. Really, thank you. I really do appreciate the energy work that we do together. Even if it feels like a little forget-me-not amount of energy work, it's still important. It's still huge. Yeah, I love you guys. Thank you for the hugs. Yeah, thank you for being here today. Yeah, I love the ETs too. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, so we're getting down here with our intentions, you guys. Pretty soon we're not going to have anything to let go. We're just going to release it all. So thank you, Melody Beatty. My good friend Melody. She's always smiling up at me. Pretty soon we're not going to have anything else to let go. We're going to be perfect. JK, we're already perfect. All right, here we go. So, not much to shuffle. That's fun though. I've really enjoyed going through these cards. Oh, perfect. I didn't even know this one was in there. being lovable. Being lovable. You guys are so lovable. You are easy to love. And I'm easy to love. Being lovable. Today, I will tell myself that I'm lovable. Just because some people haven't been able to love me in ways that worked doesn't mean that I'm unlovable. I've had lessons to learn, and some of them have hurt deeply. But I can still love, and I still am loved. So I told you I felt like this energy of love today. All of our cards, just this kind of like holding energy, this love energy. Our guides and, you know, our higher selves, they want us to know that we're loved. Source, God, Creator, all that is, wants us to know how loved and lovable we are. So please make intentions today to feel lovable. Tell yourself, you're lovable, I'm lovable. Hey, just because some people haven't been able to love me in ways that worked, right? Hey, it's fine. It doesn't mean that I'm unlovable. They're just lessons. Some of them have hurt. Some of them have broken my heart, but that's okay. My heart is more open now, right? And I can still love. And I can still walk this earth knowing that I still am loved. I am loved. I am lovable. Sweet. Sweet on sweet on sweet on sweet. I love it. Of course I love it. Thanks, you guys. Thank you so much. All right, to end the broadcast, Tuesday we went to the Caribbean, right? I cannot promise that again today with this deck, okay? I can't promise another field trip, but who cares where we go? Who cares what we entertain? Now that we're in this space of love, in this space of appreciation and connection, it doesn't matter. It's all going to be good, right? Even if the word on the back is escape. We're ending the broadcast with escape. Escape, right? Escape the illusion, escape our repetitive thinking. I don't know where she's escaping off to tonight. Really beautiful though. Looks like we're still kind of in the Caribbean. So good news. I love it. It's a full moon this week, and the full moon hangs low in the tropical night sky, where the stars sparkle bright against the black void. The heavy, humid air, heavy with the briny scent of the ocean, envelops the woman in a warm hug, while the rhythm of the waves mesmerize her. Her long hair is braided with flowers. Barefooted and dressed in a sheer slip, she gathers flowers from a large vase and steps through a rock archway, a porthole into another dimension. Once through the portal, she steps down the tile stairs and out onto the beach. The still, warm sand sifts through her toes, and the tropical breeze gently caresses her skin. Almost naked, alone and free from the confines of society's boundaries, she looks up at the moon for guidance. The moon offers her light to see by, feminine energy and a sense of wholeness. The experience is liberating, titillating, tantalizing, and erotic. Her goal is to wander out to the jetty and drop the flowers into the warm waters. This way, she will be able to escape again and again, if only in her imagination. Step through the archway and escape. Your guidance from escape. Escape guides you to fantasize or plan a trip about escaping somewhere all by yourself. Where would you go? What would you do? What would you want to encounter? Sometimes planning a trip can be more restorative than an actual trip. So little escapes, even if momentarily, even just in your imagination, they can inspire and they can uplift. So we're ending our broadcast with encouragement to have a beautiful fantasy with our imagination of the escape that we need to reconnect to the guidance, to the feminine energy, to the state of being that you are hungry for. I thought I saw a butt in that picture. Yeah, she just really has a slip on, doesn't she? All right, you guys, this was a beautiful, wonderful broadcast. I am planning on coming back tomorrow to talk about Elecampaign. It'll just be like a quick nerdy session. Elecampaign. I grew it 2 years ago and made some honey and tincture. The tincture, though, is so bitter. It's almost like you can't even hardly take it. So I'm excited to learn more about this herb, dive in a little deeper, get nerdy. So you're welcome to join me tomorrow at 2 if you're available. If not, the replay will be up on allnaturalme.com, as well as tonight or this afternoon, if I'm feeling motivated, I will get these beautiful pictures posted for you as well. So you can really just have another look at them and think about what the messages meant for you, what your intelligence heard from the messages, right? What you needed to hear. So anyways, thank you so much. Warm wishes to you as well, Gracie. Thank you so much. Beautiful broadcast, everyone. Thank you for being here. And I love you so much. And I'm going to keep you all very close to me today. So thank you very, very much. I love you all. And for all the people watching in the future, I love you as well. So I see you. I see myself in you, you guys. I really do. All right, you guys. And I see myself in these children who are dancing by. So I love you so much. Time to have fun. Ignite your joy. So much love to you. This is Sadie at All Natural Me. We'll see you guys.